Welcome everyone to your Yoga for Tight Hips flow. My name is Megan, and today we are going to increase flexibility in the lower body. We're going to relieve some of those tight hips, hip flexors, and low back. So coming down, laying on your back. Allow the legs to fall nice and wide, placing both hands on the belly. Let's just take a few deep cleansing breaths here, settling into our practice, making sure we have these next few moments to ourselves. Taking a deep breath into the belly and the rib cage. And as you exhale, let all the air go. Draw your navel to your spine. Deep breath into the belly and rib cage. And as you exhale, let all the air go. Keep breathing. Finishing up your breath. And go ahead and draw that right knee into your chest. Interlace your hands around the knee, drawing that knee just back and forth between the heart space and the armpit area. A nice subtle movement here, back and forth. Draw that knee in and then release it out long. Next leg, draw that left leg in, hugging it up towards the body. And then just moving that knee back and forth between the heart and the armpit area. Lubricating the hip joints. Just getting them nice and warmed up here. Back and forth, back and forth. And then go ahead and release that leg out long. Draw both feet, planting them flat on the mat, knees up towards the sky. Arms come down alongside the body and lift your hips up high, coming into bridge pose. Squeeze the knees together, press down through the feet. Maybe you interlace the fingertips underneath your sacrum here. Maybe not. Maybe you press your arms down into your mat. Keep breathing. Lift those hips up. And as you exhale, lower them down. Bring the soles of the feet together, knees nice and wide for your cobbler's pose. Take a deep breath in. And as you exhale, allow the hips to soften. Keep breathing. And then draw those knees together. Hug them right into your chest. Maybe rocking a little from side to side if that feels good in your body. And cross one ankle over the other and rock and roll up to a nice seated pose. Crossing the legs, sit up nice and tall. Seated cat-cow. So inhale and exhale, arch through the back. Inhale, reach the heart forward. And exhale to arch through the back. Inhale, think cow pose. Exhale, think cat. Keep going. And come to a nice tall long spine. From here, let's come onto our hands and knees, coming into tabletop pose. Go ahead, extend your right leg behind you, bend at the knee, and take some knee circles here, pressing evenly into the hands, using your glutes to lift the leg up and create a nice circle here. Reverse, going opposite way, drawing nice big circles with the knee. Then extend the leg out long. And as you exhale, draw that knee into a nice low lunge. Front knee stacked over front ankle. Nice long spine here. Take a deep breath in. And then as you exhale, draw the hip behind you, coming into your half splits. Stacking the back knee over the hip. Inhale to come all the way forward to your nice low lunge. Walk that foot to the right side of your mat and take that right hand on the inside. We're coming into a lizard pose. Maybe you take that right hand and just gently open that right knee away from you, getting deeper into the hips. Don't forget to breathe. Walking that foot back into your nice low lunge. Curl the back toes underneath. Pick up the back knee and step back to your downward facing dog. Finding any form of movement that feels good to you here. Pedaling out the feet. Drawing one knee in and then the other. Walking the dog, as we like to say. And find stillness. Walk your feet out as wide as your mat and walk your hands back towards the feet. Allow the toes to spill out, heels come in, finding a nice low squat or malasana. Use the elbows to press the knees open. And place your hands on your mat. Crawl yourself back out to your nice plank pose. And then go ahead, lift those hips up and back, downward facing dog. 5 breaths here. Go ahead and drop down to your knees from here. We're gonna take that exercise sequence on the other side. Left leg extends behind you. Take those knee circles now with the left knee. Trying not to let the belly collapse towards your mat here, but your core is nice and strong. And then reverse your knee, going opposite way. Go ahead, extend that leg out long, and then draw that knee into your nice low lunge. Left leg should be forward. Breathe deep here. You can always use blocks underneath your hands if your fingertips don't quite hit the mat here. And on an exhale, find your half splits. Flex that left foot towards the face and allow the body to round over your straight leg. Keep a micro bend in that left knee so we don't hyperextend, and breathe. On an inhale, come all the way through to your low lunge. Walk that left foot out towards the left side of your mat. Left hand comes on the inside of that left foot. Staying as you are, or maybe using that left hand to open the left knee away from you. And plant the hand down, walking back to your nice low lunge. Curl the back toes underneath, step up the back knee, step back to your downward facing dog. Well done. And then from here, go ahead and find stillness in your downward dog. Walk the feet out as wide as your yoga mat. Walk the hands back to your feet, finding Malasana, your nice low yogi squat. Hands can stay on the mat, or we use the elbows to open the knees out wide, hands at our heart. And then placing the hands down, walking back into a plank pose. Deep breath in. As you exhale, downward dog. 5 full breaths here. From here, find stillness, and then lift that right leg up towards the sky, 3-legged dog. Draw that right knee behind right wrist and find pigeon pose. So you can draw that right heel in towards the body, sitting up tall or coming down to your forearms for pigeon. We'll be here for an extra 5 breaths. So find whatever pose feels good to you. Sitting up tall or coming all the way down to your mat. Inhale if you were on the mat, come all the way up to a nice sitting up pose. And from here, draw that right knee into center and scooch that back knee right behind that right knee. You'll come sit back, coming into cow face legs. Yogi's choice to sit up nice and tall. If you'd like to go deeper, find a nice passive forward fold here. Your knees should be stacked directly on top of each other. Don't worry if there's space between the knees. Inhale to gaze forward. And as you exhale, come back to sit up tall. Coming forward into tabletop. And then stepping back to downward facing dog. Find movement here, get the blood flowing in that right leg. And we'll move to the other side. Inhale, extend that left leg behind you. And as you exhale, draw that left knee behind the left wrist. And allow that left heel to come in towards the body. It does not have to be parallel to the short edge of your mat. Yogi's choice to find any variation of pigeon pose that feels good to you here. And breathe big belly breaths here. On an inhale, begin to come out of the pose, coming to your hands. And then scoot that right knee behind the left knee here and sit back, stacking the knees on top of each other. Sitting up tall, or to intensify this stretch in the hips, begin to crawl the hands forward, finding a passive forward fold. This is a really intense hip stretch, so just breathe through the uncomfortableness, making sure we're never in pain. And then gaze forward if you were forward fold. Sit up nice and tall. Place your hands behind you, uncurl the legs, and then find some windshield wiper legs here. So allowing the knees to fall towards one side and then the other. Feet are at the edges of the yoga mat, knees knocked in towards each other. Back and forth. And then finding a cross-legged pose, closing down the eyes, and just take a moment here. Allowing your breathing to come back to neutral. Allowing your practice to settle into your body. Allowing the mind a few more quiet moments. You did an amazing job today. Bring those hands to your hearts. And draw them right up to the third eye and bow down. Thank you so much for joining me today for your yoga for tight hips. Namaste.